They offered me 15 years at the time. Brother, I just passed 15 years old. I can't do no 15. I just passed 15. I'm 16. When that gavel hit, pop, and I realized that I was the only one wearing that number 581-880, I'm realizing going upstate and they asking me what your DLC number is, and I tell them 5, 8, and they looking at me like, how you got a 5 now? How old you is? I'm 24. Damn, I mean, you came to jail when you was 16. I was at one of the worst camps in the state of Louisiana for 6 years. I was at Tallulah. And if anybody who know about Tallulah, you know.
Wait, you got stabbed 26 times?
No, I'm the shooter. I'm never the victim. I'm chasing a dream that's not often captured. I only know it being pursued, praying I don't get captured. Living 16s that be extreme to just be sitting captions. But what I live is what I speak. I'm preaching what I practice. My head's on straight even when my brim remain backwards, flanking my third eye because only I could watch my back. But my sights ahead because my future's filled with jaded patterns. Patterns that shape the road for me to get my name established. I give you passage of my soul, I spit it with a passion. Make mental laps on track to see how quick this time elapses. Sometimes my mind get ahead of the world, I think it's faster.
Don't forget to subscribe, like, and hype this video. Hype me up. Let's go.
Look, right now you rocking with Video Wave. This GB Blakk Francis tapping in with my little kind of 10-1. Y'all know what it is, bro. Let's get into it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Where you from, bro? City and area.
Man, I'm from Gretna. You know, the other side of New Orleans, you know what I'm saying? I was born in Oakdale, but I grew up out in the Green.
Actually, let's start with who's your dad?
My daddy named Dooley. Well, first of all, his name Joseph like mine, you hear me? But they called him Dooley, you hear me? He from out the villa, you know what I'm saying? He passed away in 2019. He was killed, you know what I'm saying? Everybody gonna badmouth somebody, you know what I'm saying? But for those who know him, they let him, you hear me, brother? Street through and through and fuck. He gave me everything that I stand on, all my principles, all my morals. He you know, that's jewels that he passed. You know what I'm saying?
Say, I can see you being humble too. I know you say he hustled, but
Nah,
the way it was explained to me, like he was actually one of the biggest, most known, most loved cats in the whole city.
you know, to that, you know what I'm saying? But I let them do that, you know? You know, they add him up how they add him up, you know what I'm saying? But I know who he was and what it was, you feel me? So, you know, I'm glad they speak highly of him in the rooms that I ain't in and he ain't in. You know what I'm saying? Much love to everybody who do that. And for the ones who speak, follow his name, you know, just keep that in them whispers where y'all got him. You know what I'm saying?
You got a chance to roll with him when you was younger, where you remember seeing having
Facts.
stories and stuff. Any
Yeah,
celebrity
facts.
stories or anything that you remember when you was younger?
You know, growing up, I got to meet a lot of celebrities and shit like that, local celebrities and shit like that, from Tim Smooth to BG to the Hot Boys to like, you know, different things. Cause my dad, he was around all this, you know what I'm saying? That's what gave me my love for music too. When I was young, my uncle and them had a record label called Gas Chamber Records,
Mm.
you know?
Your dad used to, but he had a connection with BG, or BG had to connect with him,
Yeah,
pretty much.
facts. Yeah, it was a time, you know, I don't know, we bumped into him from, but we bumped, you know what I'm saying? We met at the mall by Oakwood. He was in the La Prowler, you feel me? Pops had pulled up on him, linked with him, bump. We hollered for a little second. I also got to meet BG through, God bless her soul, a woman named Sabrina, which is my one of my childhood friends' mother. You know what I'm saying? And that's how I actually got to meet that dude. He a cool, real humble nigga. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But
Bro, you mentioned Tim Smooth. That's one of New Orleans pioneers and greats. You know what I mean? What's your experience with Tim Smooth?
Tim Smooth, first of all, God bless the dead. As a child, I had a little run in with him because I had a fight with his daughter. We played on the same football team. Yeah, me and his daughter were playing on the same football team. And one day at the practice, I don't know what it was about. We was arguing. And she said something about my mama. Yeah, brother, you know how we is when we young. We probably like 11, 12. She said something about mom. I ain't gonna lie. You know what I'm saying? And Tim Smooth had to come push up on me in the bathroom, choke me up and everything. You hear me, bro? Choke me up as a child. Fact, bro. You know,
Wait,
I
you
took.
put your hands on his daughter.
What? Did I put my hands on her? Did I? Yeah, I don't play with my mama. Like, you know, that's how I was back then. You know what I'm saying? But fuck, like, he put his hands on me behind putting my hands on her. You hear me, son? And like all I could tell him was, "Bitch, I'm gonna tell my daddy. You know what's up? I'm gonna tell my po. Like we ain't gotta go no further. I'm gonna tell my po." And it went how it went, and you know,
He knew who your pops was at that time.
facts, facts, facts. You cannot be on this side of the water in that age bracket and don't know my po. My po named Dooley. That's a fact. You gonna know him from uptown to downtown. If you in that lane or what it is, like you know. Facts.
Say,
Yeah.
bro, how did that situation with Tim Smooth concluded? You guys kind of bridged it up, or
Man. Fuck, I fought the rest of the children. Like probably like 20 minutes later, we had a big fight. Me and my two other cousins, we was riding home on a bike. Pull up on us in a car, jump out, all the doors open. Fuck, we went to just fighting out that bitch till we could get back to the bikes. And once we made it to the bikes, I did what I told him I was gonna do. I went and told my paw. Yeah, I put it in the best hands I could put it in, and it was addressed. You feel me, brother? It's time to roll again, turn off the phone again, go in my zone again, thinking about how niggas kill my pops and make it home to him. Roll the guy hit one time in his top, I was facing 40, then my grandma died right after we hung up, we never talked again. You know, my mama, she from uptown, you know what I'm saying? She born in the Mouth, but she ran in the Louisiana, you know what I'm saying? When she started having us, that's where she was at. You feel me? And fuck, by the time I came along, you know, shit was really getting crazy back there. She pushed us from back there, you feel me? So I probably like 5 or some shit like that, you know what I'm saying? Just being honest, you feel me? But I don't know nothing about over there, brother. All I know is Gretna. All I know is this side of the water, really, truly, you feel me? But I can navigate through the whole city. I get love through the whole city. You know what I'm saying? Brother, I
you
ain't got
have
no
any
black eye.
memories? Any memories from the Mel for the Magnolia?
Not the one from the Noya, it ain't really too much that I really want to speak about on camera. It was kind of the reason why she pushed us off to this side. You feel me, brother? You know, but yeah, I got some memories back there, brother. Of like when the Hot Boys was first dropping their CDs and shit like that, they was coming through giving us CDs, giving us T-shirts, giving us posters. Yeah, yeah, man. Yeah, not this not when they giving out no turkeys or nothing like that. They knew my mama, so you know what I'm saying. My mama went to school with Master P. My mama went to school with these dudes. So when they see my mama, they hey, what's up, Blakk? You know what I'm saying? And they holler at her, and they that's where I get my name from, bro. Like that's because she played a big role when my dad wasn't around. Once my pa had went to the feds, like you know, she bolted up even harder than what she was bolting already. You feel what I'm saying? And fuck, like. With that being said, brother, I'm blessed to have them two as parents. You feel what I'm saying, brother? Free the bros, they know when I blow, I'm about to shake something. Fuck a bag, that shit ain't gonna last. I need that safe money. I'm the one. Put me on the field, it look like Chase running. Get out of line like you gonna die for mine. I feel a case coming. They can resonate with the things that I see. It's just me giving it to you from my perspective. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm quite sure everybody done been through loss. Some people have been through loss after loss. I lost 4 people in 1 year. Some people done been through that. You know what I'm saying? Some people haven't, but some people have empathy. And they get, just resonate with, damn, he fucked up behind this or whatever, whatever. Like the song again. A lot of people resonate with that song because it's the truth. Like you may not pop, but you might grab you a cup, you might smoke you a Joe, roll you a wood. Hey, my release is at times, you know what I'm saying? My mama know I'm on these pills again. She says, well, I'm saying you gonna overdose. That's what I be on. When I feel I need to duck my rounds of the world or whatever, whatever, but that's neither here nor there. You feel
Say,
me?
bro, I
Everybody
want to
has
get deeper into
device.
that too. I
Let's
want to
go.
get, but I want to ask you. You said your pops had did. He went to the feds. What can we talk about that and what that was all about?
My dad went to jail for 12 years for conspiracy. Yeah. I don't know the full detail of the ins and outs of his case because I was young when he went. He went in like 2003. Yeah, man. Fuck, he ain't get convicted till like 2006 after Katrina. You know what I'm saying? And fuck, like he went away. He came home 2015. When he came home, fuck, he made sure I came home soon. You know what I'm saying? Fuck, he helped me get my shit right with the courts and all that and all that. And that's how
So when
niggas
he
see
came,
it
so
with
when he
me.
came home, you was locked up.
Yeah. By the time he hadn't, look, he called his time in like 05, oh 06. 3 years later, I was in jail. And I called 45 years in 2011.
Damn. You wait, bro. So wait, hold up. You say 3 years later, so you caught jail time
Look,
at
no,
13?
my dad got convicted in like 2005, 2006. I went to jail Father's Day 2009, June 17, 2009. So, Pops finished up his leg of his, we kept in contact, we write, pictures back and forth, you know what I'm saying, shit like that, whatever, whatever. And when he came home 2017, he came see me. Once he talked to parole officers and they allowed him to come see me, I seen him in 2017. He came see me when I was in Toulouse. So I got to visit with that nigga. That was the last time I seen him face to face. 2 years later, he was out of there. You know what I'm saying? So that's the kind of that's the shit that be fucking with me because I was home when he left. He came home, I was gone, and now we'll never see each other. You know what I'm saying? I ain't get to go to no funerals. I have not been. I didn't go to no funeral the whole 15 years I was gone. You know what I'm saying? Not because I didn't want to. A lot of jails wouldn't let me go. You know what I'm saying? I had some papers I wanted to show you what they had at the crib of how like I used to write the governor about like, man, look, this is my first time ever coming to jail, juvenile, adult, whatever, whatever. Like, what the fuck I can't get no parole for, you know? And they writing me back telling me like, due to the natures of my crime, like I can't get no parole, but they got people on the same shit as me getting parole. Yeah.
Bro, wait a minute. So that would have actually made you 16,
Yeah.
right?
I did from 16 to 32.
Now you was a child, bro.
Thanks, bro. Back that brother, my nickname was Baby Joe. I went to jail, I was 5'4", 115 pounds. You know what I'm saying? I was Baby Joe. You know what I'm saying? Everything I respected about a nigga, this nigga ain't taking no shots. I got this small ass complex. I'm feeling like this about to be what it is for the rest of my life for the charges I'm facing. So like, you know, no rules don't change because ain't no guns around. You know what I'm saying? You still gotta be a man with it or without it. Like Pops told what he told Craig and Friday. You're a man with it. You gotta be a man without it. Put your gun down. A lot of niggas ain't no man without that bitch. You feel me? And
Damn, 16, bro. What prison did you go to?
first, once I left JP, I ain't hit a real prison system till 2011. When I first left JP, I went to Catahoula, and that's where I met Boulevard Mel. You know, a couple people from Baton Rouge because that's the pre-trial place at that time. You know what I'm saying? I ran across a couple people in that bitch, and then I went to Hunts. That's why I ran across Mac and Mystical. Yeah, they was working in the infirmary in Hunts. Yeah, man. Like I ain't really
But
get.
bro, now what the fuck was that like, bro? That's interesting.
Actually, like meeting Mac, Mac is who he is. He a humble spirit dog, and like I don't know who he was before the jail bed or whatever. But like meeting him in real time, the person that I met in that moment and that he depicts to the world right now, that is who he is. You know what I'm saying? Like that time humbled him, and it made him push positive to a magnitude of where I respect it. You know what I'm saying? Like people are often judgy about backgrounds, appearances, and all that when you should really look into that person. Like, and if anybody ever get the chance to meet that person, like Mac is a very beautiful spirit.
Any advice he ever gave you that stuck out?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, stay true, stay true. Yeah, and like he made me understand that every blessing ain't gonna be beautiful. You hear me? Yeah, like some blessings ugly. You know what I mean? You just gotta know what you're looking at and know the value in it. You hear me? And Lee Lucas was another person that I met. You feel me? Another person that gave me some jewels. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't even know Lee Lucas was that person held that much of a magnitude to, the streets, to where he was from, or to the state of Louisiana. But he was another beautiful spirit that I met. You know what I'm saying?
Say, bro, before we get into Lee Lucas, one thing that crossed my mind, you locked up with Mac and Mystical,
Thanks.
right? Three artists. At any point, did you guys get a cipher going on in that thing?
No, man, because they was working when I ran across them. I ain't get to live around them because I was in the Beavers. You know what I'm saying? But every time they let me come out to go do shit, you know what I'm saying? That's why I be trying to make my way to so I can get some hidden jewels. Because at this time, like I said, I got 4 to 5 years, but my pen was always my release. That's always how I got away.
You got a chance to chop it up with Mystical at any point?
I ain't gonna even catch you. I wasn't even trying to chop it up with him. I ain't gonna lie to
Oh shit.
you. Like
Oh,
I,
for the charge.
no, not because of the charge. It just was like, Mystical he's a good artist, he's a good rapper, but he wasn't just a wow for me. You know what I'm saying? Mystical. Mac was a wow for me because like you stood on 30 years, bro. Like you did that shit and you ain't cried, bitch, whine, none of that. Like and you took that shit and you made that shit and you better than you feel me? And the things that he pushed when he pushed up on me and talked to me, it was all beautiful. It was all jewels. You hear me, brother? Wasn't a word that came out his mouth useful. You hear me? Like everything that came out was useful. Like, you know what I'm saying? And that's what I love when I meet people. Like, you know what I'm saying? He ain't take damn this boo pulling niggas who locked up. No, he said, come here, little brothers. What's that? Where y'all from? Like, I'm from Greenwich, who he like, oh yeah, you from around my way, like, you step right there, brother. I'm gonna holler at you. He picked everybody who he seen he wanted to holler at, and he pushed them off to the side and gave him a chance to, politic with him. And he gave us what we needed for the road that was up ahead. You feel me? Like, don't let this shit consume you. You know what I'm saying? Always remember you ain't home till you home. You know what I'm saying? This does not define who you are. You hear me? Like, there's a lot of things that help me hacking, but I know I was just another face in the crowd at the end of the day because he had been doing that shit so long. He done ran across so many people. He done seen, you know what I'm saying? So nothing was really that distinctive about these conversations. You feel me? And plus, that was years ago. That was in 2011. So that was like 15 years ago. Now. You feel me?
Say, bro, you say Lee
Yeah.
Lucas. So who is Lee Lucas for people who don't
Lee
know?
Lucas is
What are you famous for?
Gates always talking about him. You know, brother, he was a street legend to the streets of BR. You know what I'm saying? And he still loved in the streets of BR. You know what I'm saying? And me meeting him in real time, he got a spot in my heart, you hear me? Because like he was another person that gave me valuable gifts of wisdom, you hear me? Like gifts of gold, you know what I'm saying? Shit that I don't part with. You know what I'm saying? And again, they were people who helped me make my way through. You know what I'm saying? Because at times it get dark back there, you hear me? Like it get dark, brother, and it feel like sometimes you ain't gonna make it back to your home. And in the midst of losing all these people, and you know what I'm saying, bro, like it get crazy. But I'm glad God birthed me with the parents He gave me with, and that gave me the strength to make it through. You feel me? Because both of my parents are two strong people. You hear me? And like,
Say, bro, at any point, your life was in threat of Angola, going to Angola.
fucking right, couple times. Like you talking about, while I was in jail already? Fucking right. I was at one of the worst camps in the state of Louisiana for 6 years. I was at Tallulah. You hear me? And if anybody who know about Tallulah, you know it. You hear me? Fuck. After that, I've been a majority of the jails in Louisiana probably about twice. Like, except for I ain't never been to Angola. I ain't never been to David Wade. I ain't never been whatever that is down there in Franklin, WCI. I'm saying that
Say, bro, you said the worst in the state or the country,
no the
Tallulah.
state. I know the state for sure.
Say, bro, that motherfucker was
Yeah,
horrible.
it's a hundred and twenty.
In real time, though, could you say it was the worst place you ever
Fucking
been?
right. It's 120 niggas in one room with one TV and two microwaves. You hear me, brother? So,
Bro, they,
like you can only,
they had to close that motherfucker down. That's how bad it
yeah,
was.
because getting lifted in there. You hear me? And, like I said, I carried the mentality of I gotta make it home and fuck if I gotta do what I gotta do. I believe in God. I know He ain't gonna never put me in no, yeah. I know He ain't gonna never put me in no position that I can't be. You know what I'm saying? So,
Damn. Say, let me take it back to you had a trial, right?
yeah,
Then you get sentenced,
yeah.
right? At sentencing, did you expect the judge to give you so much time?
Yeah, but no. They offered me 15 years at this time. Only thing I'm saying is, brother, I just passed 15 years old. I can't do no 15. I just passed 15. I'm 16. But at this time, by the time I had went to trial, I was 18. I was 18 by the time. That's what they did. They prolonged my trial till I made 18, brother. You hear me? I'm watching them do it. I'm watching them do it, brother. You hear me? I'm watching them give me 6 months setback, 6 months setback, 6 months setback. Without seeing the courtroom, go all the way through with it, brother. You hear me? They smacking it with the 4-5. Wow. They asked me if that.
Bro, you hear that shit. You hear that shit at 15, 16 years old, bro. What's going through your mind at that point?
I ain't gonna lie to you, brother. I can't tell you how I felt, brother. I was gone. Like I really was thinking about all the shit that had to transpire. You hear me, brother? Like how the same people that I was running with was the same ones that I felt like Joseph from the Bible. You hear me, brother? Sold into slavery by my brothers. You hear me, brother? But to return the kingdom. You hear me, brother?
Say, bro, could you speak about what happened and how you caught that charge?
I had got $500 in an invite from a female that I was going to school with. And she was like, man, look, if y'all could come through and perform, it's my Sweet 16. Got booked to do that little Sweet 16 and shit went left in that bitch. Yeah, man. I was fucking with the fucking song we call ourselves YS back then, yeah, man. I was doing a song dedicated to us and shit went left in that bitch and we made it outside. I felt how I felt and that was that. Yeah, brother.
Did you guys leave and the police came got you from your house, or they got you from the party?
Yeah, once everything happened out there at the party, shit, no, they didn't catch me out there at that party. Them bitches came got me from in the east on Dogwood, like probably like a month later or some shit like that. They came got me from by my mom. I was living with my mom. Joint task force went in through her backslide though. Yeah, illegal search and seizure, dirty bitches. Yeah, I mean that's why everything they found in the house they ain't use none of that. They ain't find no gun or nothing like that. But they found weed, shit like that. It was all in that room. We got one who's a rapper. I used to write raps on everything. Yeah, brother. They put him in the back of that bitch, brought him to 4th Street. Once I made it that fuck, I'm walking past the rooms, I see niggas that I know in them bitches. Like, damn. And from there, it went from you just wanted for questioning to being booked. I stayed in juvenile for 1 month. They tried me as an adult. You asked me, how did that feel receiving them 4 to 5 years? It hurt. It hurt. It hurt a lot because, for one, I did this shit for people who didn't even appreciate what I did. You hear me, brother? And I ain't do it out of nothing but love in my heart. You hear me, brother? Yeah, I may have, whatever, but like, it wasn't nothing personal with you. But when you fuck with what I love, like, how else you supposed to react? Like, you hear me? You not putting your hands up to hug me. You putting your hands out to hurt me. You hear me? So self-preservation is the first law of nature. You hear me? I'm always make sure I make it back to where I came from. You hear me, brother? And like that's just what it is. Like it was nothing personal, it was nothing no vendetta, no nothing like that. Shit went left, it went left and I live by what I live by. You can't take back what you push out. You hear me, bro?
Gotcha. And I want to make sure, especially for those who watching, bro, so they don't get it twisted. That's a closed chapter in your life, right?
Facts. Facts. I left that when that gavel hit. When that gavel hit, and I realized that I was the only one wearing that number 581-880. Hey, you know. I'm realizing going upstate and they asking me what your DOC number is, and I tell them 5'8", and they looking at me like, how you fuck you got a 5? Now how old you is? Fuck you doing with a 5 number? My age at this time got 6 numbers, 7 numbers, and shit like that. How the fuck you still in the 500s? That mean, little brother, you been in jail for a minute, little brother. How long you been in jail? Telling them 8, 9 years, whatever, whatever. How old you is, little brother? I'm 24. Damn, I mean, you came to jail when you was 16. That's how I get the nickname Baby Jordan. You feel what I'm saying, brother? But I when you are who you are, you roam how you roam, brother. God bless me to travel the land. I came back with all my teeth, no scars on my face. My hair still grew. Yeah, brother. So hey, it's more life for me. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I'm just getting started, brother. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's like
Bro, so you go in at 16, you come out at what age?
32. Came home right after.
How long you been home now?
I just passed my 2 year mark.
Damn, you still kind of fresh. Yeah, you still kind of fresh. You know what I'm saying? Like 2 years is
Yeah, brother.
you breaking that fresh ice. But damn, bro, I gotta ask you, bro, because
Let's go.
it's a different world for everybody, and it's always amazing to me. But what did you find yourself? That's a long time, bro. What did you have to find yourself like having trouble adapting to when you first came home?
First thing coming home,
Yeah.
this like
Did you find it hard to come home?
nah,
Or you
nah.
was happy? You was like, fuck that, I'm
Nah,
ready.
I wasn't fucked up with it. The hardest part about me coming home, brother, was knowing the people that wasn't gonna be there.
Hmm. 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 Everybody grew up and shit.
Not the people that didn't like, brother. I ain't gonna even lie to you. If I ain't interact with a motherfucker every day, I know their faces. I don't be knowing people name. Cause I ain't interact with you like that. You like we didn't have much of a bond. So when I left, I isolated everything that was not near and dear or whatever, whatever. I isolated that shit. Had to put that shit on my head. Can't think about all that shit right now. I need to focus on getting home. I need to take this shit one day at a time, one step at a time. Like, bitch, I did 15 summers after telling on and all this bitch ass shit here, brother. Niggas was out here with their families, brother. Niggas got to watch their people get old. Niggas got to have kids. Niggas got to, you hear me, bro? They ain't never wrote a joy letter. They ain't never sent no money. You hear me, bro? Like, wasn't doing that, but I come home and won't make it like it's like, nigga, ain't like that. Fuck is you talking about? Like, you lucky I don't be on what I should be on.
Mm, mm,
Like
damn.
you can't repay me for the shit I lost.
Mm.
Hey,
Say,
bro.
bro, and that was your first offense?
Yeah,
Damn,
yeah,
you didn't have no fear of damn your first time and you about to go to prison. You didn't have no fear at all?
yeah.
You know, you hear the stories about, when you're young, a nigga.
Yeah, but fuck, like all my uncles done did Joseph, all my people done did Joseph, brother. Yeah, when I made it to the first camp, my mama sent me $150 and said goodbye night.
Mm, mm.
I swear to God, bro. On visit, my mama said, "Bitch, look, I'm about to put some money in your books. I'm gonna put like 350 on that. 150 is for you to go buy you a thing, and the rest of that for you to get yourself together. I'm seeing some more money." And that's how that went.
Damn.
Real time. Yeah, mom, dude, she say one thing. Fuck, I'd rather come visit you and go to them and be
Mm,
burying you while you back there.
mm,
So,
mm. You ever got into any
who
shit
care
like
about
that,
seeing
bro?
her
In like a
baby?
knife fight or something?
Fucking
Damn.
right. Yeah, I had some crazy episodes back there. Yeah, but that's just a damn life. I just told you I spent 6 years at one of the worst
Right.
jails. You know, I had to entertain some people.
Mm.
Felt like Troy.
Say, bro, you was in Tallulah when they closed it down? They had the movie all and shit?
Nah, I was gone by
Okay.
then. They had to ship me. I got shit from that bitch in 2019. You really want to do that? I got shit from that bitch in 2019. Yeah, after they had got bust up, they had got fucked up in that bitch. They shipped me.
Yeah.
That nigga got stabbed like 26 times and shit like that.
Damn.
Shit.
Wait. You got stabbed 26 times? Oh,
Fuck
okay.
no. I'm the shooter. I'm never the victim. God forgive me for that. Never. I'm the shooter, baby. I'm not the victim. I'm scared, brother. Yeah, that's how I believe I'm gonna keep my heart in my chest. You make my heart beat fast like a rabbit, something gonna happen. What's gonna happen? We might fight, we might touch, whatever, whatever. But I'll move around or something. I'm whatever. But my heart, once that I'm spooked, I'm very easy to spook, brother.
Say, bro, I did a documentary on Tallulah for the state of
Yeah,
Louisiana, this little program. And when I found out
I spent
about
from
that bitch, boy, we went to visit it, and some of the
I
stories
spent
I
from
heard was fucked up. You know,
I spent from 2012 to 2016 up there.
yeah, they talk about that Wright Street in Atlanta. Boy, that and I think they done two different. I think the Wright Street is because Tallulah was a juvenile prison, was it?
Fuck no, that's all adults in
Oh,
there.
until okay, damn.
That's all ain't no children there. They used to have a juvenile saloon.
Okay, that's the one I did the documentary on was the juvenile joint.
Yeah, but I did a bit of it. It's gone platinum,
Damn, dog.
like Drake
Niggas
records.
rather be in Angola than be in Tallulah, bro. You think?
Fucking right.
Damn.
Angola, and it's because Angola better, not because of the drama and shit. Just it's better. For you live better. You ain't boxed in a room with 120 like sardine. Probably go outside 17 times in a year. Don't niggas mad in this motherfucker. They got phones and shit like that, but like nigga just tired of looking at them. Every time I look over them, looking at your
Right,
stinking
right.
ass like nigga, right here with a mic at. Like that's where your bed at. Like I'm tired of looking at you, brother. They got 7 toilets in here, 7 sinks, and these 7 toilets running to the shower, and they got 2 microwaves that's not even 20 feet away from the toilets. This is where you gotta eat at. This is where you gotta do all this at. This is where you gotta. Shit, it's inhumane as a motherfucker, brother.
Real fucking jungle in that bitch, for real.
Yeah, 90 days with no water, no shit, and trash bags and shit like that.
Damn, dog. Some
You know what I'm saying?
survival
Being
shit for
locked in a
real.
cell phone.
Damn.
For real. Like on soul though. Like on soul. And when you drop this, you gonna be able to get in the comments, no, I ain't merchant. Like I'm telling you the truth. Like facts, bro. Yeah, I really went through that type of shit.
Say, bro, it's gang shit back there, or is every man for himself type shit?
Same way it is out here, brother. A lot of niggas running packs.
Okay, like crews and cliques and shit. Yeah, gotcha.
And it be about where you from. Lafayette, Lake Charles Street, Pool, you know, just separate shit like that. And then when it break down into where you know how it get, once they break off into the city, then it break down to where you from in the city and shit like, you know what I'm saying? Niggas, I ain't gonna say no hoods, fuck it. Niggas from where be from, hang with who they from. You know what I'm saying, brother?
Say, bro,
That's how that be.
with the music shit, I want to make sure I touch upon this too. Uh, who is it that you speaking to? The streets? You speaking to
I'm, I'm, I'm talking to the trenches everywhere. Talking to the yeah. If you thorough, I'm talking to you. You thorough. If you live by what you stand on, and you know you are who you are, I'm talking to you. I went from being a number to seeing numbers that I never seen. Take it for granted. Granted, dreams are just a fantasy, but fans can see what I perceive, and while my thoughts are prestige, just cause it's just us, like them letters between that J and a T. I'm chasing a dream that's not often captured. I only know it being pursued, praying I don't get captured. Living 16s that be extreme to just be sitting captions. But what I live is what I speak. I'm preaching what I practice. My head's on straight even when my brim remain backwards, flanking my third eye because only I could watch my back. But my sights ahead because my future's filled with jaded patterns. Patterns that shape the road for me to get my name established. I give you passage of my soul, I spit it with a passion. Make mental laps on track to see how quick this time elapses. Sometimes my mind get ahead of the world, I think it's faster.